Welcome to this special fun episode of Hude Hour on Hude Network, where as always we take a look at things happening within the humanitarian and development space. I'll let you know just in a minute what that fun aspect is about today. As always, I am Amadine Ubewe. Welcome.
And I am Gionese. It's good to have you join us. Welcome. Hi, Amadine.
Hey, John. How are you doing?
I'm good.
I think your smile is kind of letting the cat out of the bag as to what we're expecting later today. But I think something we're all interested in as young people in the space trying to make a difference.
Yeah.
There's always that aspect of, is this fun? Is this something we're happy to do, or we're just doing it because we have to and because that's what everybody's doing, stuff like that. So it's an interesting one. Yeah. Well, let's go straight into it. Entertainment has always been a mirror of society and a driver of change. From music to movies, pop culture carries the power to influence minds and inspire movements. But how can we leverage it to advance sustainable development goals?
Pop culture is shaping narratives on climate action, gender equality, education, and more. Whether it's a blockbuster movie, a hit song, or a viral campaign, these moments leave lasting impressions that can fuel positive change.
In today's episode, we'll unpack how creatives are integrating the SDGs into entertainment and advocacy. Plus, we'll share examples of campaigns and media productions driving sustainable development. Let's take a look now at our headlines. First, there we have Hollywood stars spotlights global issues at UN Summit. The news gaming industry tackles climate change through innovation. And finally, Pharrell Williams named We'll delve further into these stories and more after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The entertainment and media industry is undergoing a major transformation, with digital consumption becoming the dominant force. In 2020, internet advertising revenue grew by 9% to $336 billion, reflecting the increasing shift toward online platforms. Streaming services and social media are now primary sources of entertainment and information, providing a unique opportunity to embed advocacy messages within popular culture. By leveraging these platforms, campaigns promoting the Sustainable Development Goals can reach audiences where they are most engaged.
The rise of user-generated content has further reshaped the media landscape, shifting influence from traditional outlets to individual creators. Platforms like TikTok, which has over 1.29 billion monthly active users, allow advocates to connect with younger audiences in an authentic and engaging way. Advocacy campaigns that collaborate with influencers and content creators can drive conversations on social issues, from climate change to gender equality, making complex topics more accessible and relatable.
Well, gaming is another powerful tool for advocacy, with the industry projected to grow at a 4.4% annual rate through 2025. Games like Fortnite have become social hubs where millions of players interact daily. Some organizations have already used gaming to promote causes such as climate awareness and mental health. With gaming communities deeply engaged, integrating SDG-related themes into games can be an effective way to educate and inspire action on global challenges. We'll explore this and more after the break. Now to our first news item. Hollywood actors Edward Norton, Nicholas Coster-Waldau, and Meryl Streep joined the latest UN General Assembly in New York City, using their star power to spotlight pressing global challenges. Norton, a UN Goodwill Ambassador for Biodiversity, highlighted the urgent need to address biodiversity's narrative problem, urging creatives to tell compelling stories that bring the issue to life. Similarly, Coster-Waldau, a UNDP Goodwill Ambassador, focused on the climate crisis, warning against the use of doomsday narratives. In an exclusive, he stressed the importance of inspiring hope, stating that he does believe that it can find a way. Streep introduced screening of The Sharp Edge of Peace, a documentary following women in Afghanistan's peace negotiations with the Taliban in 2020. She called the degradation of women's rights in the country's cautionary tale for the rest of the world. While the worlds of Hollywood and diplomacy rarely intersect, these appearances underscore how celebrity influence can lower barriers to engagement on critical global issues. In an era where attention is a scarce commodity, partnerships with public figures are proven to be a powerful tool for driving awareness and action. Well, like it says, partnerships are important here, and we do need to see more celebrities doing their best to sort of speak out because they have large followings. But I will add that they must speak in a way that doesn't seem as though they feel they are better than others. Because when you try that, even if your message is correct, it's not going to land. So I think they can play the part of influencers, which they are naturally in these situations.
Yeah, and in the aspect of Streep made a statement about being cautious, and this is talking about the Taliban women in Afghanistan. You know, everything is still, this is like a global challenge actually, apart from it happening in Taliban and Afghanistan. So influencers, celebrities they are at the forefront of making sure that the world is in a better shape because they have more connections with the people. They are more relatable, they are more understandable. And I feel that by the time these set of steps, these people are taking these steps to make sure that, okay, let's make sure that the global space is a welcoming space, is a good space for all of us to dwell in. It's going to be a very good one for me. Let's move to the next news item we have. With over 3.2 billion gamers worldwide, the gaming industry is leveraging its vast influence to combat climate change through innovative campaigns and eco-conscious integrations. Initiatives like PUBG Mobile's Play for Green, supported by the United Nations, showcase how games can merge entertainment with education. The campaign, featuring immersive gameplay and scientifically grounded climate narratives, raises awareness about the real-world impact of environmental neglect. Professor Mark Maslin, a climate scientist collaborating with PUBG Mobile, emphasizes the role of gaming in engaging audiences emotionally, fostering understanding of rising sea levels and biodiversity loss. Platforms like Climate Replay further amplify the message, uniting players and developers to champion sustainability. As Vincent Wang of Tencent Games note, combining entertainment with education drives behavior change in both the virtual and real worlds. The gaming community is emerging as a powerful advocate for climate action, demonstrating that virtual worlds can inspire tangible global impact. It's very, very important that this is where we have the word edutainment, where education and entertainment come together to collaborate and to get the minds of the youth. You know, they are having fun, but at the same time, they are being educated, they are being enlightened on what to do and what not to do. So I think this is a very good strategy to get the youth's attention as well.
Yes, indeed. And I think one of the explanations we've seen is that these young persons spend a lot of time in these platforms. Initially, in the past, you could have a game where you install it or you have it at home and you play it only at certain times when you want to or thereabouts. But with the advent of streaming and things constantly being online, we're seeing that or internet connection, multiplayer, people now spend their times, a lot of it online, with those forums, those databases where they have other friends and all of that. So targeting that place is actually key to getting the young demographic involved in the SDG advocacy. Now, global pop icon and fashion designer Pharrell Williams has been appointed UNESCO's Goodwill Ambassador for Artistic Education and Entrepreneurship. Announced in Paris, the role highlights Williams' commitment to promoting initiatives that protect indigenous cultures, enhance education for women, and safeguard cultural heritage. Reflecting on his journey from a modest upbringing in Virginia, Williams expressed his desire to foster unity and support marginalized communities through his new role. Williams joins notable figures like Herbie Hancock and Naomi Kawase as Goodwill Ambassadors. His appointment aligns with UNESCO's efforts to spotlight cultural diversity, with leaders hoping his influence in fashion and music will amplify the agency's mission. I think this just goes through that it's an interesting one, especially for his fans and followers. He's quite creative when you think about it, and I think that creativity probably is going to go into how he carries out his duties as an ambassador. I know that Pharrell Williams has a song that apparently is set to release sometime in the 2100s or the 3000s, years after he probably doesn't exist anymore, maybe even his great grandchildren. Stuff like that piques the mind, and I think he could be one who could use that to leverage on artistic education, entrepreneurship, as UNESCO is hoping he will.
Well, we look forward to him impacting more lives, because he has been doing a lot. He has been doing good things, because you can't appoint someone who is not worthy for a position. So for him to be appointed as an ambassador of goodwill for education and creative education and entrepreneurship, it's a very, very good one, I must say. And it's just saying that there are more responsibilities right now on his shoulders, and he should be very, very open to unleash those potentials and make sure that he is leading the people that are behind him to the right path.
Yeah, indeed, fair enough. Well, that's how we round off this segment. We'll go on a break. When we return, we'll be joined by our guest. He is Benny Arts. He's a musical artist and also a co-founder of Sessions, that is Base Sessions to be specific. But that will be after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Every day, amazing stories of hope and tenacity unfold across the globe. On Hude Hour, we dive into these inspiring tales and discuss the vital work being done in the humanitarian and development space. Humanity has never faced a shortage of challenges, yet we rise stronger through teamwork and determination. Though these remedies are often underreported, on Hude Hour, we advocate sustainable solutions. We bring you the latest and most impactful news on how lives are being changed. We engage with young change makers and experts who provide valuable insights into relief efforts and the challenges faced by local communities through a global perspective. Join us every Wednesday by 8 a.m. on Hude Network's YouTube channel as we embark on this journey of positive change.
Hey everyone, let's face it, our world today experiences numerous challenges. And guess what? Our community isn't off the hook either. Most of the world issues are either not talked about enough or never talked about at all. But here on Timeline, we've got you covered. We dive deep into issues that affect us every day, leaving behind footprints of wisdom, knowledge, and solutions. Think of it like a roadmap that keeps you on the track for success. So buckle up, because in this new season of Timeline, we're taking another trip through the past, the present, and navigate into a more promising future. Again, we're talking solutions, people, and let's make one thing clear. This is not your average blah 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 convo. This is real talk with a side of inspiration and a sprinkle of wow. I never thought about it like that. I'm your host on this impactful ride. Together, we'll tackle the tough stuff, laugh a little, and find ourselves on the path to positive change. So what are you waiting for? Season 2 of Timeline will be loaded. Let's get started. Hop in and let's drive straight into the heart of issues shaping our world. Let's go. Oh, one more thing. Hit that subscribe button and let's take this ride together.
Welcome back. It's still one of the more fun episodes of Hude Hour. We have been talking about how pop culture can be leveraged to advance the SDGs. I have a very interesting guest in the house today. He's a musical artist, a musician, so to speak. But before I properly introduce him, let's take a little bit of his profile here. He is the co-founder of Bass Sessions, and he's a multi-talented artist with huge intentionality for leveraging his life experiences and music to help young people become better versions of themselves, spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. He is currently on his tour. He's touring schools with the For Schools and Colleges tour. That's the FUSAC tour, where he's using music to help young people tackle harmful media messages and navigate the media landscape more safely and responsibly as they filter through life and make life-changing choices and decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to welcome Benny Arts. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm good. It's good to be
I
here.
think there's no guest more fitting for this topic than you.
Okay.
You know, because I mean, let's start by the fact that you're doing music. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's the things that the youths and children love.
It's a
We are
universal
using
language.
it, yes, but you're using it to promote good, which very easily could go the other way, and we
Right.
have seen that it does.
Yeah.
So maybe before we delve further into the program, let's get a little bit of what motivated you to use music
Yeah.
to push this agenda.
Okay. Well, so it started long before 2020, but I think more of it came much alive in 2020 when the world stood still and life became online, right? And so you could literally see everyone's life online. A lot of the things that were before then private began to come online. And so I just started noticing how, quote unquote, helpless a lot of people were, adults to be precise. And then I thought about it, and I also began to look at, in the process of that, a lot of things started showing up in our faces, on our feeds, that were not necessarily the things that would easily come out. And at the backside of that were young people who were susceptible to many of these things. And so generally, the overwhelming influence of pop culture and mainstream media became much more evident, and it was directly impacting young people. So that was when I decided to think through, and then, how do I leverage my music to help as many young people that I can to, guide them to safety. And that's what gave birth to For Schools and Colleges tour.
Yeah. All right. I think this leads to the next question. You've already spotted where dangers were for children and other young persons. So what would you say is the role in the other side, promoting sustainable development all around? What role does music play in that, entertainment, pop culture in general?
Okay. Well, we can agree that over the years, music has been used as one of the strongest tools for mobilization and, driving change generally. You can't talk about pop culture or culture itself without the theatricals, the aspects of life that have to do with entertainment, sports, and all of that. And that's exactly where music stays. So you can think of some very interesting realities that people are living right now. They might have started in movies or music or sport. Someone said something, and then it inspired a whole movement that became a lifestyle that people started living with. And so the role that music plays, music is quite an educational tool. People just don't see it that way. And it's very subtle. You know, a popular singer said music don't need permission to enter your body and stuff like that. It's exactly what it is. So I believe strongly that music can do more. Intentionality of the lyrics, intentionality of the message in itself, intentionality of, first of all, the artist, you know, what they also represent also matters. So, yeah.
Sorry, John, before you cut in.
Yes,
Other than music, other forms of entertainment can achieve this, right?
No, definitely. In the theater, I come from a very I have a strong background in theater and performing arts, to be precise. And so in the theater, there is something called theater for change, or community theater, for instance. You know, so these are some of the acts that are done within communities. They spotlight some of the ways or the approaches is that they spotlight certain challenges in the community, and then they mobilize community members to do certain plays or stories that are retold in the presence of an audience. So basically, I just walk into your community, joining your community members. I tell them this is what we've identified to being some of the problems in this community, and we want to show people who might not have known that these are challenges, how this is a challenge, and also in the process lead a dialogue that can lead to finding solutions to what the problems are. So yeah, music, theater, like I said, I mentioned movies, sports, and just about entertainment itself. Yeah.
Okay. Your music, because I really enjoy your music a lot.
Thank you.
So
do I.
your music actually focus on, influencing people or children to stay in school, to see the importance of education. So as an educator, how do you feel? Like, how has your music, like you creating a song now, and the enjoyment part of it, the creative aspect of it, and the advocacy part of it, how are you able to balance both of them?
Okay, so how do I say that? One, creativity is creativity, yeah? You can choose to create something that might probably just focus on one aspect of what you wanted to achieve. So if it is education, it doesn't matter how boring the song is, I would communicate education message. But that limits the people that you are trying to reach. For instance, me. You know how young people are the highest consumers of music. It also means that it needs to be appealing to them enough. It needs to be a kind of song that they would want to listen to. It needs to also speak in a certain language that they understand. So I just factor all of these things in, and I think I decide for myself that because this is supposed to be an educational product, I also need to make sure that it is packaged in a way that my target audience finds it appealing and find it as a worthy material to use. You know, just a song that they want to listen to while learning the messages, so to speak, that I want them to learn in the process. So, yeah.
So my question now is, let's pick some specific sustainable development goals: ending poverty, food security, ensuring that, okay, you're already on the path of education. We have, others like livable cities and all of that. How do you think, or in what ways could the arts, entertainment lead to these things being done? I'm trying to picture poverty. What innovative way could you sell the message of ensuring that we should end poverty?
Okay. Well, thank you very much. So, again, music is not just art for art's sake, like people think it to be. And I personally think that some of the advocacy songs that have been made over time, many of them have at least stirred up conversations. I don't want to go mentioning names of, great pioneers who have done great songs. I don't know if I should say like the likes of Fela Kuti, whom everyone knows. Until now, people are still talking about it. Bob Marley and the rest of them. The point here is this. Change is something that people would start, but it needs to be driven by people again, right? So I don't necessarily believe it's just about singing songs about end poverty. I believe it is about doing that and having the creativity to mobilize for that change. Now, there is a place where musicians or artists themselves can start, but there is a place they would stop at. Because we cannot necessarily go, let's say, draft policies or change policies.
Indeed.
But we can at least, through our songs, start conversations that will bring these ideas to the forefront. And then policymakers can then pick some of these out and implement. Of course, we're all part of driving policies, but again, we cannot be everything all at once. So we'll write the songs where we'll specifically point out, just like some songs have been written in the past and conversations have been driven using these songs. And to a good degree, some of the songs have, caused such movements that the government began to listen to. So all I'm trying to say in essence here and in summary is that it is important for us to be intentional about what we want to communicate in our songs, but we need to have the creativity and the willpower to understand that it is not just about the songs. We need to also mobilize intentionally to pursue or advocate for something that we want implemented, either as a policy or an actual change in that community that could be attended to part-time.
Okay, fair enough. Arts.
Yes.
Speaking of we,
Yes.
I want to involve other musicians, people that also create like you do.
Yeah.
How can they use their platforms, their influence, to achieve the SDG goal, especially in education?
Okay. As of last time I checked, when I was trying to do one of the projects that I am on, which is the For Schools and Colleges tour, over 10 million young people were out of school, according to UNICEF. It's a public information. It might be more now. And so identifying what is the pain point for instance, my desire particularly is to help guide young people to safety, but also help young people become better versions of themselves. And we cannot do that without education. So I have identified that young people, especially in their formative years, are very susceptible. They are very open to accessing or accepting information and allowing that information become what forms the values they live by, the cultures that they imbibe and they live by. And this can happen while they're growing up. So while particularly I care about young people, especially those living in schools, other people might not have this interest. Their interest might not be in education, it might be in something else. So for those of us who fall within the line of education, I think realizing that your music is not just entertainment. There is a word, I call it edutainment. Understanding that your music is edutainment helps me or helps us understand that every single line that I write, I'm writing it with the mindset that someone out there is listening to it and it would have them think. So my goal, one more time, is both young and old. Write the kind of songs that when they listen to my music, they should think about what they're thinking about when they're not thinking about changing the world. That's my goal.
That's fair enough. And I think I'd like to bring in a little of my own experience with this, taking my own formative years. Truly, there are things that you hear that sticks in your mind.
Yeah.
I remember, I guess this is related to media, so to speak. When I was younger, there were a lot of ads that had to do with HIV, AIDS, and the spread. And you see someone go to the barber shop, and there's this dramatization. Different things. There were even episodes of what do we call it, Papa Jabs, and they say you need protection, and he would wear a full rubber clothing, and they say no, that's not how it works. These things stuck to my mind even till old days. When I go to the barbering salon, I always ensure that they sterilize and so on, and I think that's how these things stick to people's minds. So that being said, do you face the challenge of perhaps people not getting the message or feeling as though maybe you are preaching and that they just came to have a good time? So how are you able to get them to be excited about something that is helping their life? Because it's easier to be excited about things that are not so important.
I mean, it's a challenge that we face, right? It's a challenge that I face personally. But the good fortune that I have is usually my goals are predefined, right? So if I'm going into a school, I make sure that I make the school aware precisely of what I am doing. And that helps us set a certain, standard of expectation. So the students can also manage their own expectations, and the teachers can also manage their own expectations. But I personally don't think it is a case of one without the other. I think it is about balancing entertainment and education. That's why I call it edutainment.
Sorry to cut in here.
Yes.
Is this also like a call to others who don't care? I say this because we were trying to control the things that young people get because they're impressionable.
Yeah.
But there are people who just want to make their own arts. They want to promote not promote, so to speak.
Yeah.
They want to portray illicit behaviors, nasty things that don't lead to development.
Yeah.
Is this a call to them to, or can they do what they do while others do what they are doing too?
I mean, like you said before, this particular phase of the question, I'm not out to preach to anyone. I'm not out to change people in the sense that I'm not sure what I want to do is to tell musicians, stop making this kind of content, make this kind of content. But what I want to do with my music and lifestyle generally is to help people think. I did a project recently called Keep Me Safe Online. And the theme song is actually called Keep Me Safe Online, literally. And it says, keep me safe online. I just want to be safe online. It's a distinct part of me. Keep me safe online. So while it might not be a call to other creators, it is equally a call to them to say, what if your daughter was listening? What if your daughter, who is maybe 16, maybe 12, what if she was watching? Would you love for her to see this? If that is not the case, then I think it is about getting the consciousness to really be just slightly careful or intentional. I would rather use the word intentional about what you do. And no matter how much change I want to cause with my music and life and art, I don't think I don't think the whole world will listen to that. But at least to the specific number of people that are given to getting inspired by what I do, they will listen and they will possibly try to make a difference. And so it could be just one person here and there. So yeah, it is a call to whoever is listening out there. We can be intentional. We can be a bit more deliberate about what we put out there for our children and for our younger siblings around us. So yeah.
Okay, Benny, you talked about Keep Me Safe Online, and I think that's like one of your hits song. And I want you to share a success story regarding that particular hit you released, the Keep Me Safe Online. What's the success story around it? How has it really, really affected people's lives positively?
Thank you so much. I'm super excited. Like, I can't probably show right now, but first, that project is one of the most important things I've done in my life. The success around it is crazy. It started from the tour that, like, I've done 5 schools in Abuja, and we've impacted over 500 students. And that and many other songs were some of the songs that we sang to those students. And especially after the release, I have had parents who reached out to me and tell me that this is one of the songs that they will sit side by side their children and listen to, and they are practically reflecting on the things that we're saying in that song together. For me, that is one of the highest forms of success as far as that particular project is concerned, to help parents sit with their children, and go over what it means to walk through this overwhelming culture, this pop culture, this mainstream media. Is it possible that as a parent, I can be able to help my child navigate the media landscape more safely? That is what that song has been doing. And a lot of parents have been reaching out. My friends have also been telling me incredible stories about the song. Right. And so I think it's the highest form of success, as far as I am concerned, that people can listen to that song and find inspiration in it, and parents can pick it and drive conversation with their children. So,
okay, just before you continue, I just want to say, are there should we look forward to collaborations you'll be having maybe with other artists?
Definitely. That's the whole point.
Indeed, fair enough. And the collaborations can also happen with organizations. Again, we have the National Orientation Agency. Other countries also have similar. And I think that creativity might be what's missing with passing the message for development and sustainability. Thanks so much for coming, but we can't let you go without, showing us a little bit of, what we're talking about. We've been talking about keep me safe, keep me safe.
Yeah.
Can we get some rendition right here in the studio, at least for your fans watching, and the new ones will be coming on board afterwards.
Okay. I don't know. My voice is horrible right now. So let me see. So keep me safe online says, keep me safe online. I just want to be safe online. It's a distinct part of me. Keep me safe online. Keep me safe. Keep me safe. So the rap says, it be like this internet thing, That double-edged sword where they swing, You they post for the laugh, for the cruise, But the picking where they watch you, they grow, See that auntie where they steady break the net, where all the fine picture where she just the post. But the picking where they watch you, they sweat, Because that your life be the standard where she get, Think before you post, make you no forget. The picking where they watch you, make you no regret. Think before you post, make you no forget. The picking where they watch you, make you no regret. No be say you no go feel laughing jolly, but the way where you do and make you no be fully. Think about the picking where they learn from telly. Keep them safe online, make we save the story on time.
Wow.
If you did that with a sore throat, I wonder what you could do.
Thanks
so much.
honestly.
Thank you
so much, Benny.
Yeah, we had fun and we took a lesson from it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's the point. Anyway, that's how we round off this segment of the show. I'm sure it has been a fun one and an educating one, edutainment as it's called. We have been talking about how we can leverage on pop culture and entertainment in advocacy for the SDGs. Benny Arts has been talking with us. He's a musician and he's the one trying to ensure that young persons have a better life through his music. Don't go anywhere. We'll go on a quick break now. When we return, Paul Oladipupo will be joining us for Verified Voices. Don't go anywhere. Every day, amazing stories of hope and tenacity unfold across the globe. On Hude Hour, we dive into these inspiring tales and discuss the vital work being done in the humanitarian and development space. Humanity has never faced a shortage of challenges, yet we rise stronger through teamwork and determination. Though these remedies are often underreported, on Hude Hour, we advocate sustainable solutions. We bring you the latest and most impactful news on how lives are being changed. We engage with young change makers and experts who provide valuable insights into relief efforts and the challenges faced by local communities through a global perspective. Join us every Wednesday by 8 a.m. on Hude Network's YouTube channel as we embark on this journey of positive change.
Hey everyone, let's face it, our world today experiences numerous challenges. And guess what? Our community isn't off the hook either. Most of the world issues are either not talked about enough or never talked about at all. But here on Timeline, we've got you covered. We dive deep into issues that affect us every day, leaving behind footprints of wisdom, knowledge, and solutions. Think of it like a roadmap that keeps you on the track for success. So buckle up, because in this new season of Timeline, we're taking another trip through the past, the present, and navigate into a more promising future. Again, we're talking solutions, people. And let's make one thing clear. This is not your average blah 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 convo. This is real talk with a side of inspiration and a sprinkle of wow. I never thought about it like that. I'm your host on this impactful ride. Together, we'll tackle the tough stuff, laugh a little, and find ourselves on the path to positive change. So what are you waiting for? Season 2 of Timeline will be loaded. Let's get started. Hop in and let's drive straight into the heart of issues shaping our world. Let's go. Oh, one more thing. Hit that subscribe button and let's take this ride together.
Welcome back. The song "Keep Me Safe" is still ringing in our ears. I guess that's why we're still smiling. Keep me safe. Anyway, this is the Verified Voices segment. As always, we've been joined by Paul Oladipupo for more updates on what's being said in the sector about this particular issue today. Hello, Paul. How are you doing?
Amadin, how are you doing today? Hope you are keeping it safe for us online.
I am. I'm doing my best.
And June, what about you?
I'm keeping it safe.
That's good. Make sure it's safe for everybody. It's been a lovely one. I really enjoyed that particular rendition from our artist there. It was a lovely song. I was dancing all through.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, I'm actually a big fan of rap. In case you don't know, now you know. Exactly. And I love the rap so much.
Me too.
Exactly. Well, Verified Voices now are looking at what our stakeholders are saying in this particular topic, right? We start from this particular one from the UN SDG Action Campaign. It says, I don't think music can change the world, but music can change people, and people can change the world. These are artists here saying this at the SDG festival there, saying that it's not just about the music, right, but it's the music changing people, and then in order, the people now changing the world. And that's actually how it works. In the real sense, music just fuels the mind, just like our artist said, it fuels the mind and then it moves the body. And then with the moves of the body, right, this now translates to the change that we're talking about and we expect to see in our environment. Amadine, I'll start from you. Your thoughts on this?
Yes, fair enough. And I think Benny already covered this extensively. Yeah. So that is the way I see it. Music can change the world for good. Actually, there's also the aspect of changing negatively. So that's all also look at and ensure that we get it right.
Exactly. We need to get it right. That's the word there, getting it right. So let's move on now to the next verified voice. This is still from UN SDG Action Campaign. It says, don't give up hope. Things are happening. This is from Nicola, a goodwill ambassador there at the UNDP. This is just from, you talked about it earlier, this from an event, right, which was held sometime in September at the UN General Meeting, the 79th one. And so an amazing one. I mean, this is Jamie Lannister that we all know from Game of Thrones. Yeah. And I mean, I'm a very big fan of him, you know. He was a very good swordman, I must say, in that particular one. And this is him coming out again and with his sword this time around, but not fighting people, but rather fighting for a better cause in the environment. Joan, your thoughts on this?
Oh, well, it's very, very good. You've actually said it all. Do not give hope. Things are happening. A lot of things are really, really going south, right? So just the way we actually refer when something is not going well. So when we have ambassadors like this, you know, tweeting, talking about this, a lot of people are following. A lot of people are seeing the need to address change. So that's that for me.
Exactly. There's a need to address change. And I think that's why this next tweet is actually showing that someone is actually seeing that need for someone to address change. Up here, this is from a Twitter user. It says this is from the film enthusiast. No one does it like Cleo. Is a master of his crafts, a champion of the environment, and a man of many talents. Leonardo DiCaprio, we salute you. I must say, anyone that knows Leonardo, right, you know that is one that fights for our environment. It's not just the one, even in a song recently, he was there as well, saying his own bits as regards the environment. Amadi, what are your thoughts on this good man? Leonardo is one of the finest guys that we have in Hollywood.
Well, I'll leave that to John to confirm, but away from that, it's important for people like this who have a following, a respect for what they do, to come in and join in courses. But I'm interested in that song you mentioned. What song is that?
Okay. let me take John's reaction, then we'll move on to the song.
All right.
I think I don't really have much to say, but I actually want to hear the song, actually.
I know you have much to say, but Amadi asked a question earlier on. He said that, is this guy really fine? This guy we're talking about.
Yeah. He's very, very handsome. And I'm speaking on behalf of all the females in the world. Thank you.
Oh, that's good. I support you on that fully. Okay, and the song I'm talking about is a song from David Brough titled Earth. Well, he's not the only one that has a song that actually relates to climate change and things like that. I mean, recently, Burna Boy dropped a song, Whiskey, where he talked about pollution in Port Harcourt, you know, with his lyrics saying that people are breathing in black suits and things like that. And, you know, these are kind of things I want to see in the music sector.
It reminds me of we are the world.
Exactly.
How does that go again?
We are the world, we are the children. I think Michael Jackson has a lot of them.
Yes.
He has that. He also has Heal the World, make it a better place.
Make
Yes,
it a
for
better
you
place.
and for me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of songs in this space actually that talks about us healing the world. It's not just
power
about
of
healing
music.
ourselves.
Yeah.
And you even mentioned that of Pharrell, right?
Pharrell Williams,
The song is titled 100 Years and is expected to come out in the year
100
21.
years.
Yes. Apart from that, the title is 100 Years. It's expected to come out in 100 years. It was released. It was recorded in 2017, and it's expected to be released in 2117. So if we're able to heal the world, I mean, we'll all be here to listen to that particular 100 years, and it's been amazing. Yeah. But the song I'm talking about, where Leonard was featured on, is the song Earth from David Brough, and it's a lovely one. It goes like this. I'm trying to remember it now, funny enough.
This is, how does it go again?
How does it go?
This is our home, this is Earth.
We love you, Earth.
We love the Earth. This is our planet. We love the Earth. This is our home. I think we have to wrap up here. Thank you so much, Paul.
It's a very beautiful song. Like, go stream it, go listen to it. So you just have more on that. It's been a lovely episode. My name remains Paul Oladipupo, and this was Verified Voice here on Hude. Over to you, Amadin.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. You brought the music bug again. It's been a musical episode. But again, don't forget, this is all about pop culture and entertainment in general. So music, movies, plays, fashion. There's so much ways we can help in sustaining development and leading to the achievement of the SDGs. And that is the mission here today. And I do hope that you take a page from this, either be one of those who takes the message from these works of art, or be the one who makes the art that leads to the change that we want to see. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Amadin Ogbewe.
And I am Joan Eze. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye for now.